Hey there, it's Lokazi. Thanks for joining me for another game. This is FXO QXC versus EGDeMuslim here on MLG Tal'Darim Altar. We actually have, this is game 2 of the MLG Anaheim lower bracket, round 8 between QXC and deMuslim. The first game was taken by QXC. It was on Zelnaga Caverns. I cast that one. You can catch it on the MLG website as well, and he did a lot of pressure with Blue Flame Hellions to keep deMuslim inside his base, even though deMuslim did go for Blue Flame Hellions as well. QXC got a good position at the bottom of his ramp and just kind of kept him in there and expanded behind it, getting that early economic edge that is very important in any type of matchup, but especially a mirror, you know, using all the same units. So he pulled ahead in that game and just kept building on that lead for victory. deMuslim and him both went for very heavy mech style play, running about 4 to 5 factories each by the end of the game, with reactored Vikings coming out of the starports. We'll have to see if that's the style that they have been using commonly in Terran vs. Terran. They were certainly both looked very comfortable with it, very crisp in their build orders. We'll have to see if that is what they're going for in this game as well. We have the racks going down here for QXC at 13. The supply depot was placed in a position that I think really lends itself to detecting any harassment incoming into a base. Because it's placed down here, you can actually see any Reapers jumping up and down, and this base is actually, let's look at a different base, there we go. In a different base, you actually can't see drops going on right there unless you place a building there, so it's actually a really good place to place it. deMuslim in the meantime looks like he's going for a more, maybe a 1 racks fast expand type of build. Picked up that gas a little bit later, just picked it up there at 15, maybe 4, yeah, 15. And, you know, right before the barracks finishes, so pretty late gas there, which leads me to believe he's going for some type of expansion build. We will have to see if that is the case. Meantime, he has already started his scouting. He headed up to the top right hand corner and didn't see anything there, so he's checking the next position. As he is going counterclockwise, he will hit up this base second, and it looks like QXC is going to be a little bit further behind in his scouting actually. deMuslim not choosing for any type of wall off or anything like that. He's probably going to wall off up here to defend for Blue Flame Hellions, since he is taking this expansion so quickly. We'll have to see. QXC not really, okay, there we go. Factory being picked up there, so revealing his path. He's going for some early tech, and actually an SCV trying to sneak by there. Does get picked off by the Marines of QXC, but I think it might have actually seen that. Yeah, it actually saw that factory, so if he was fast enough to click on it and actually see that it was a factory being produced, not like a second racks, he will know that factory play is coming up very soon, which means the gas was taken fairly early, so he's going to need to defend, get ready to defend for Blue Flame Hellions. And deMuslim is starting up his command center here at, it was at 19 supply actually, right before this 20th one started going. A reactor going down on that barracks, and then a factory going up behind that. This looks like Marines for now, and then maybe some regular Red Flame Hellions to try and defend the front of the base there, coming up. In the meantime, QXC is swapping his racks and factory there. He's going to start on Red Flame, Blue Flame Hellions going on there. Makes sense, he was at 150 gas, picking that up. He'll be probably putting a lot of pressure on, hopefully in his case, for his sake I guess, fairly soon, as deMuslim's defenses are quite light and he needs to punish this fast expansion. So we have to see if he deals enough damage to make that, you know, not a giant payoff for deMuslim, because running on 2 base in a mirror match against 1 base, more than anything, is pretty much certain doom. To see what is going on here. QXC, or deMuslim actually, swapping his factory and moving up his racks. Okay, he's going to wall up here. He's dropping a bunker, and it only takes 3 buildings to wall up at the front of this expansion, which is really why, well, 3 space buildings, 3 width buildings, which is why it is so common to fast expand on this map, as well as it just being such a large map. Tal'Darim, one of the biggest maps in the standard map pool. And we have a Hellion poking up here, Red Flame, so no Blue Flame yet. Just kind of tickling those Marines, seeing what's going on. Marines loading up into that bunker, so they are safe from the Red Flames. They will lick the edges of the slightly armored bunker. Meantime, these Red Flame Hellions chasing the now Blue Flame Hellion back to FXO's base. We have a reactor going down on this racks. And I think that's probably going to be swapped off, and Blue Flame Hellions, yeah, are going to be produced out of that reactor. And it looks like we're going to have a Banshee Viking pressure behind these Blue Flame Hellions, which QXC really likes. He likes to get a Banshee Viking and detection, a Raven, going on there. It just kind of makes you safe from any enemy Banshees coming across the field. And then after, you know, once that's taken place, it also lets, with a point defense drone, that Raven lets you win air battles later in the game. Which, considering both players have proved to like very similar styles, really important there. Those Blue Flame Hellions don't want none of that bunker. They're backing up right now. Meantime, QXC just now taking his expansion. He has been keeping up on his worker count, it looks like. He's at 29 compared to 32, but the 2 mules coming in each time is actually making it so he is about 40% plus behind in income when those mules are running. Infernal Preigniter just about done there for EGDeMuslim. He's going to have those rolling around here pretty shortly. And he looks like he's also going to be going for this heavy factory play. He's not throwing any add-on on this front racks. He's not really doing anything with that front racks. He's adding an engineering bay right now, looks like for defense. Going to throw up some turrets, as Banshees were pretty common between these two players. Oh, speaking of which, Banshee hitting up the mineral line here of Muslim. Banshee getting 3 kills already, actually. And 3 Marines that can easily kill. Yeah, there we go. Very nice control out of QXC there. Up to 6 kills, 7 kills on that Banshee. Wow. This Banshee is definitely paying for itself. 8 now. Oh, the Marine tickling it. Still alive at 11 kills. And it's going to have to back up a little bit, but it can pick off ones on the edge. There it goes. Because that missile turret is up. 14 kills on that Banshee. Viking out on the field though. It does take out that Banshee, and it looks like the Vikings are going to kill each other off. And yep, there we go. Boom. Killing each other off on the middle of the field there. The Muslim rolling across the map there with his Blue Flame Hellions. He's going to have to make some damage stick here, as he just lost 14 units for a Banshee. So pretty good exchange there for QXC, who has already cleared his rocks, it looks like. So he might be gearing up to take a third pretty shortly. Good Marine roast there by EGDeMuslim. Big Hellion fight. Actually, this auto turret being here, really good choice by QXC. Auto turrets take no damage pretty much, as they are armored from these Hellions. Ooh, actually lining up poorly and getting a shot off on both of those Blue Flame Hellions. Muslim slipping a little bit in control there at the end. Not really dealing as much damage as he could have. He did. Looks like he lowered the worker count. It is now 32 SCVs to 41. Really shooting up economically there. EGDeMuslim rocking 25% more SCVs. And tanks are now out on the field for EGDeMuslim. Looks like they are also out on the field for QXC. Siege tank being started almost at the exact same moment for both players, but at the 11-minute mark. So something to watch for in your own games. When you're playing this versus another Terran, think I should have siege mode by 11-minute mark when I'm pressuring with Blue Flame Hellions, because the tanks are going to be winning the fights from here on out. Once they are on the field and in siege mode, they make a massive difference in all of these exchanges. So something to keep in mind for your build orders. And we have EGDeMuslim running away here from QXC's Blue Flame Hellions. He does live to fight another day with those 2. In the meantime, a little bit of wall going up here for QXC, kind of preparing for counterattacks, and EGDeMuslim's actually fully prepared for attacks. There's no Blue Flame Hellion run-ins on this setup right here, and it'll be interesting to see if he decides to... Ooh, Blue Flame Hellions, are they getting any scouting information? No, they're not. They're just kind of chilling over there. And EGDeMuslim somehow knows to... Oh, that was a mistake. I jumped back a little bit. But EGDeMuslim somehow knows to check on and move over to this location. I'm not really sure how he knows that. Oh, it looks like he did a scan and saw that there were no units at the front of the base. Because that supply depot was already up, which was a little bit later, so it looks like he saw that the units had moved out there. Throwing some scans down in the middle of the map. Trying to roll those 2 Blue Flame Hellions in. There are too many Blue Flame Hellions to get in there. Maybe they're doing an exciting SCV roast going on, but apparently not. And EGDeMuslim is a little bit out of position if QXC decides to move up and start sieging the front of this, the the Rax line here of EGDeMuslim. Now that being said, these Raxes aren't important to EGDeMuslim at all. All they're really here for is to block Blue Flame Hellions from running in. So QXC starting up his third here. It looks like EGDeMuslim's third is finished, converted to an orbital. We have a big fight starting up here. PDD dropped actually, so the air battle is swiftly, yep, there we go, going to go in QXC's favor, so EGDeMuslim just lands his Vikings. He does not want them taken out. And in the meantime, almost all the Blue Flame Hellions actually died because of these 3 siege tanks on the top of the hill here for EGDeMuslim, really coming out ahead in that exchange. Missile turret burning a little bit more energy of that PDD as those Vikings get a little bit too close. EGDeMuslim now clearing out these destructible rocks, getting ready to move his third over. It is floating over as we speak. And the Vikings are going to kind of tickle it, but they're not going to be able to kill it before it's able to land. So it certainly doesn't hurt to try. QXC moving forward looks like he maybe wanted to drop down, convert, do a little bit of harassment, but these siege tanks kind of put an end to that idea just by scooting over there. A few more missile turrets going up around the base to kind of clear out these Vikings that are unwanted visitors here in EGDeMuslim's territory. QXC doing a pretty good job. He is behind in the bases. He's not positioned his third out there yet. Is just now converting to an orbital, but other than that, pretty good. He's up in supply right now. Fourth coming down, so if he, holds on a little bit longer and keeps playing this macro that he's trying to do right now, he should pull ahead in the next few minutes just based on being on 4 bases and just the sheer number of orbital commands. Even if he's only mining on 3, he will pick it up. These 5 new Vikings moving out on the field and burning down that PDD, the rest of its energy, and taking it out. Quite a few more supply depots going up in an interesting location actually for EGDeMuslim. Not sure why he's deciding to build those at the top of the ramp there, or at the top of the hill there. Seems like a place he would want to be able to move his siege tanks onto fairly easily without any lowering and raising going on. We have the 3 Vikings and 1 Banshee out in the middle of the field, or I'm sorry, 1 Raven out in the middle of the field here, taking out that Scout Rax. Is now finished off. Scan going out to see how many Hellions exactly are out on the field. And there are Vikings somewhere for EGDeMuslim, not really sure where those are. He has jumped up in supply again, passing up QXC. His production's a little bit higher with the number of factories that he's rocking. He's rocking 5 factories compared to 4 factories and 2 starports, it looks like. EGDeMuslim is now ahead in the Viking count in the middle of the field. However, there is enough for almost 2 PDDs. That Raven is almost capped out on its energy. And these Vikings are moving up, getting a good scan. He's going to try and pick off that Raven. And it does go down in 1 volley from those Vikings. So now these Vikings are going to have complete air control as they're going to be able to scare off the rest of these, or kill them. There they go. They're landed. Interesting, the missiles actually still play their animation, or show their animation, but if the Vikings are converting, they don't actually take damage. Very interesting there. EGDeMuslim has way more tanks, and like I said, tanks are really what are going to win these big mech battles from here on out. Blue Flame Hellions, of course, do help, but big fight going on right here. EGDeMuslim losing almost all of his Blue Flame Hellions, but the Vikings landing on top of the siege tanks really swings that in EGDeMuslim's favor. All these siege tanks, of course, would have cleared up those Hellions, but this just speeds up the process. EGDeMuslim just rolling forward with these siege tanks, no mercy here. Kind of an interesting position for QXC to pick up or place his siege tanks there. He did have sight there based on the watchtower, but not exactly the best location to siege up your siege tanks. I think it would have pulled back to my reinforcements. In the meantime, we do have the refinery going down. This is one of only 6 refineries, so he's down to 5 now. And he did take those refineries here at the natural a little bit later. Using that Blue Flame Hellion harassment, there actually weren't refineries here. Which is really why EGDeMuslim got so far ahead in the tank count, and now the disparity between the 2 supplies is massive. EGDeMuslim almost doubling QXC here. I don't really think there's much QXC will be able to, QXC will be able to do. Looks like we have some some Blue Flame Hellions, just 3 of them rolling up on this SCV line, but 3 is enough to wreck quite a few. We have 6 or so of the SCVs being taken out there. QXC down to really 1 mining base, as this one is under siege, the second is under siege, the first is mined out, and the third is being harassed by Blue Flame Hellions, but really the only one still mining. Looks like EGDeMuslim knows that, and he's going to try and move around in position to take out the third. as he has already done a significant amount of damage here to the orbital at the second. QXC stopped, or DeMuslim stopping to roast the supply depot of QXC there, kind of interesting. Really just sort of rolled up those blue flames, not really revealing the location. But DeMuslim is just going to siege tank, unsiege, roll his way through. It looks like the rest, oh wow, look at all those SCVs just light on fire. So, wow. DeMuslim really in convincing fashion taking out QXC in this game too, saying, I do not want to be eliminated from this tournament yet. Thank you very much. As he was fighting for survival, being, if he had lost this game, he had been knocked out of the entire tournament. Looks like he's going to be taking it into Game 3 between QXC and himself, EGDeMuslim. I will see you guys there in just a few minutes. You can check out these casts after they're on the MLG website for a little bit, as well as on my other casts at youtube.com/Lokazi, as well as twitchtv.com/Lokazi, and that is spelled Lokazi. Really, if you search anything StarCraft and search Lokazi, you'll find me somewhere. And look forward to seeing you guys in more replay games, checking these out, checking me out on YouTube, subscribing, liking videos, all those great things, and I'd like to thank MLG for providing these replays to us casters, and provide so that way we can provide them to you with some commentary. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the third and final match between QXC and DeMuslim, fighting to move up into round 9 of the lower bracket of the Open Tournament, which of course moves them into the championship bracket after that. So I will see you guys there. Check you in a few.